It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need. And it's here right in front of you. This is where you want to be. It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Colchester Youth Football, Cougar Field, here in Colchester, Connecticut. This is SNSN's inaugural broadcast of Colchester Cougar football. This is the Jamboree. This isn't really a game or games or anything like that, but we are going to go ahead and try to talk to some of the coaches today to get an idea of what Colchester Cougar football is all about. Aside me today is part of our Colchester Cougar youth football team, Sean McFadden. How are you, Sean?
Good. How we doing, Mike? Good.
So go ahead. You have plenty of experience coaching in this league, 16 years.
Yes.
What can you tell me about playing Colchester throughout the years?
Well, actually, Colchester just joined the league last year. And so we had our first meeting last year against them. And I'll tell you what, they were pretty tough. And their junior team took us in the playoffs, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next couple of years.
Not bad. And you coach for Griswold. You're the senior coach, and you played them here this year. So we'll be carrying those series.
We play them here this year, correct? Yep.
What are we going to do for play-by-play if you're not here?
I can do both, multitask. Just give me the headset on the sideline. I'll be all right.
So what we're watching right now is are these Pee-wees?
These are the Pee-wees.
These are Pee-wees. So they just added Pee-wees back in, did they not this year?
Yeah, they keep going back and forth with it. It's actually Pee-wees is a non-competitive league. So they're going to play games each other, but it's not going to count towards the standings or playoffs. But it gets them to get introduced into contact football until the next year in micros.
So we're only going to be on for about an hour or so today. We just want to go ahead and show the field, show some of the teams, but mostly talking to some of the coaches that make up the Colchester Cougar squad and you know how everything runs. Like, so we have a gentleman with us right now. Jason, is it Billiot, who is you're the head coach coordinator for the entire program. Is that right?
That's correct.
So what does that mean? Does that mean you have to bring Tony coffee?
Sounds like a fun job.
That's about right. Tony gets his coffee every morning. But basically my job is to make sure that the coaches are teaching the kids, growing their coaches as best they can. A lot of our coaches are young as they're coming up from the squad, the Pee Wee group. So we're just making sure that the program stays steady and stays strong.
So you're like a guidance counselor for the head coaches.
Guidance counselor is a good way to put it.
Good.
How long have you been involved in the program?
I've been here for 9 years. My 15-year-old son started first year on what we call D Squad, the Pee Wees, and he went all the way 8 years through the program. He's now a sophomore at Bacon, playing 2 years there.
Actually, you know, that's going to be one heck of a day, Sean. One day we're going to be playing. We're going to be over at Bacon, doing Bacon and Griswold, and then we're going to zip right over here to the three games for
Griswold Colchester.
Huh?
Griswold Colchester,
Yeah.
come back here.
All right.
So that's going to be a crazy. That's the 30th.
We will consider that.
It's a big Griswold Colchester Day.
I can tell you, just to make sure. Just want to make sure. On the 30th, it'll be Tolland. Looks like Tolland. Looks like. Are you guys running like some games like are you split schedule?
Yeah, so some of our games don't have a specific division, so sometimes we'll have to split our teams up. So coaches will go to one town while some coaches stay here.
Okay. So like next week is going to be our first week here. It will be the 27th. It's actually a Sunday. You're going to be against Ellington, and that's going to be micro. That's going to be all right. Micros, juniors, and seniors.
Correct. That's all that we play. And Ellington came up with us to this division, to this league this past year.
And they were tough. I remember we went out to Ellington last year. Griswold and Ellington played. They were a pretty tough school. That was one of the ones that I think that like Griswold was thinking, well, we don't know. It's Ellington. Could you hear me okay? Okay. So what do you think, boy? How would you classify Ellington?
Well, all I really know is the senior division. I know the junior division was very well. The senior division was extremely well. I know they lost a lot of players, but so did we. So
yeah,
they're going to be tough. I'll be sure to be here scouting that game.
So, Coach, you've had more years with the Ellington squad, watching them and stuff like that. How do you think they're going to play out this year?
Yeah, I really am not sure. The Ellington and Colchester go back a good ways. We have our ups, we have our downs. Both squads really put everything onto the field. I watched one team take it one year, and the next year it completely flops. So it really is a coin toss with Ellington. That's not one of the teams that you would make a secure bet on.
Yeah, last year was fun. It was a heck of a ride too.
It was
about an hour and 10 minutes to get up to Ellington from where we were.
The ride back was worth every minute.
No, yeah. Oh, that's right, because you won.
Yes, we did.
But it's really exciting this year because we're carrying live on SNSN. We're carrying not just Griswold Youth Football, but Colchester as well. And I think personally, that's a big win for the league, the towns, because now they're going to have more opportunity to see, not only watch more football, but also get their kids out there, and there'll be video of them. Let's say if they want to, create a reel, through the years of them. It's a great opportunity because the stuff stays online and they can watch it at all time. How do you feel about that, Coach?
Well, we record all our games, and the kids are able to watch those. We do have film nights, especially when the weather doesn't permit us to be out on the fields. We'll take the kids to a house, and we'll have film. So having the opportunity for them to see their stuff online will just help them move forward and get better. It's not just the coaches saying, hey, this is what you did right, this is what you did wrong, but now they can actually watch and study themselves. It's a good way for them to learn their own mistakes, and that's a big part of the process of learning the game.
So with you, it's not just if you can hear the lady behind us, that's your wife. So this is not just you. You and your wife are both involved with the program.
Yeah, so we're both here. We're both here all the time. I'm the head coach coordinator. I'm the medical liaison for the team. My wife loves being up in the booth. She loves calling the games. She's done it through college. She did it for Roll Tide. So she loves being up there. We love this. We love the game. We grew up in the South. She grew up in Alabama. I grew up in Louisiana. So football is everything to us. So we have another 8 years coming up. We got a guy on the Pee Wee squad, or the micro squad. We have a guy on the micros. So he'll finish up through here, and then we got another little girl that's 3 years old, and it looks like she's going to put a helmet on too.
So it sounds like you have the same situation, Sean, don't you?
I do, yeah. I started 2007.
Yeah,
with my oldest.
Now, Austin, is he the end of the line?
He's the end of the line.
And how old is he now?
He's 12 now, so this is his final year and my final year.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to like broadcast from there on?
That's it. Sit in the stands.
So, Coach, thank you very much. Thanks for giving us a little insight. If you get a chance, send out another coach over from one of the teams or whatever. We'll be glad to talk to him.
I sure will. Thank you.
All right, Coach. Thanks, man.
Roll Tide.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Tide.
All right, man.
All right. That's Coach Billiot. He's the head coach coordinator.
Yeah, I never heard of that position before, but he's the head coaches of all the coaches.
That's pretty cool. I think that, you know what? I think that's what they kind of do in the USFL.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, The Rock owns everything, right?
That's it.
So, what do you? This is not a 100-yard field, is it not?
It is a 100-yard field. See the 50-yard line?
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's not as wide as a regulation high school, college, or pro field, but
Okay.
it is as long.
Got it.
So basically, a jamboree is a glorified scrimmage. Lets the players dress up in their game uniforms, gets all the fans out here. The host team has 3 teams that travel in, and they each get 20 minutes. 10 minutes on offense, 10 minutes on defense to get started for the year. It's actually pretty fun. It breaks the monotony of practice every single day, and it gets ready for the first game next week.
So, if we took a look at the 2022 season with the with Colchester,
yep,
last year the Micros had we're watching the Pee-wees right now, so we're kind of watching the feeder system for the Micros, I guess.
Yeah.
So they lost. Well, they won the first game of the year. They beat Plainfield 19-6. The Micros did, and then they lost every game after that. So it was a pretty tough season
for the Micros. Yep.
The Micros.
All right.
The juniors. They won their first 4 out of 5. Oh, they had a really good year.
They won it all.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and 2. Right.
Yep.
And then they beat Grizzle 24-0 in the juniors, and Killing 8-0 in the
24-0. That was the playoffs.
Right.
And then one heck of a game in the Super Bowl.
Oh, against Groton. Groton Mystic.
Yep, that was probably the game of the day right there.
And then the seniors last year. Let's see, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, 3, 4 and 3. I think 5 and 5.
5 and 5.
Yeah, straight on down the line. They won 1, lost the next 2.
Yeah, they scored.
Pretty even Steven year for them, for the seniors last year.
It's going to be a tough year this year with the juniors going to the Super Bowl and the leftover players from that year. They scored 14 points on us last year. That's pretty dang good.
So now with the juniors winning the Super Bowl for Colchester last year, a lot of those kids are going to end up in the seniors. So that's going to be coming up against you guys.
Yes.
Because you're the senior coach.
Yes, they got this one real tall receiver. He's about as tall as I am. He's going to be trouble.
He's like, what, 6'5"?
Oh,
6?
He's huge. He was here catching the ball of everybody in the playoff game last year against Grizzle Juniors.
One of the things I love about youth football, since this is our 3rd year broadcasting youth football on SNSN, is the simple fact that these coaches like yourself, spend a great deal of time, running your team, with coaches and the players and just coordinating everything.
You got practice planning, film study. There's so much to it. There's a lot to it than just showing up to practice every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is that these kids, they're all going to end up in a high school somewhere around here if they continue to play football. How many actually, if you could say a percentage of kids from not Pee-wees but Micros end up going all the way through their system and playing high school ball?
Well, now tech schools are a big thing now.
Yeah.
But if somebody stayed in Micros, played all the way up to the seniors, most likely they do go to high school. So I would have to say at least 70%.
Okay, so 70% of the kids.
Yeah.
Now, what about? And now I'm sure there are kids that come in the junior level and maybe even the senior level.
Even the senior level, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking those kids are going right into the football program in whatever high school that they're
correct. Yep.
To. How many kids, or if you could say, like as far as, and I know I'm reverting back to Grizzled a lot because we're still learning a lot about the Colchester teams. is like
You have 1 minute and 3 seconds.
if you could name a couple of players that you say that you coach that went on to high school that did pretty good things, who would that be? If you could name a couple.
We got to go back to. I worked with Ted Cozio for years. So you got Andrew Cozio, who's the quarterback. Kareem Grisham.
Yeah.
He came. He went. He ended up going to Xavier, but he was one. And a lot of my players. This doesn't happen so much more. But a lot of my players went to NFA.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
But now with NFA Sundown,
I can name Sean Preston.
Sean.
So many players that ended up going to NFA.
What about like now there are so many kids that are going to be coming up from the Norwich system into Griswold because the town of Norwich has sundowned all of the schools that kids can go to. They can only go to Tech or Griswold.
Right.
Or Magnet School.
Norwich kids can now go to Griswold without paying.
Yeah. So that's
now Griswold's got that nice new stadium.
Mm-hmm. And we're actually
a lot more of our youth players, like you always talked about. A lot of our youth players are starting to stay now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talent that comes out of Griswold youth.
So from what I understand, there is going to be one kid that's going to come up is DiGiacomo.
Aiden DiGiacomo.
Now, what I understand is a lot of those kids wanted to stay together. They didn't want to break up because they had such a good thing going. They really enjoyed playing with each other.
Yep, the two twins, the D'Amico brothers.
Yeah.
Your favorite Kiki boys.
Kiki boys.
All right. Let's get ready for some
It's fun to say his name. Kiki boys. Come on, we're going to a baseball game, and Kiki was playing. And this was in Manchester. And somebody goes, "Hey, you guys got boys, don't you?"
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
and one of your favorites, Max Gray.
Oh yeah,
all of them. They're all staying together. I see them all at practice every day, so I'm excited to see what this season brings for them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Max.
All
right.
Seniors coach.
All right. So now,
tell us all about it.
We've got a coach right now that we're going to talk to for Colchester youth football, and we're going to see him in action pretty much next Sunday. He's the seniors coach. His name is Sean King. Sean, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
So how long have you been coaching in this league?
This is my second year in the league coaching, but I've been around it for about 4 or 5 years now. I have 4 sons, one on each squad.
That's where we were just going to go with that.
Yeah, I have a boy on it. I'm here all day, usually from 2 till 10 o'clock at night. I live here. Same thing with practice. I'm here all day and all night. So.
Do you have a job?
Yeah, actually. I have a pretty stressful job. I'm a nurse anesthetist at Wyndham Hospital. So I take call for the hospital, so I don't know how I have time to go to the bathroom, put it that way.
No, the reason why I asked it like that was because when we first started meeting with Tony Kroll, about coming here and streaming the games and stuff. He was telling me how long he was here every single day, and I'm like, how the hell does that happen? And then you're doing it. I'm like, y'all work? What do you do?
Yeah, no, it's a full-time commitment. But I asked my boys a couple years ago. They asked me, we'd like you to coach, and how do you say no to your sons wanting to spend more time with you? So I could be one of those guys that just drops them off the field and I come pick them up in a couple hours, but you can't get this back. You can't get this time back with your boys, and hopefully they'll remember it when they have kids of their own someday.
Absolutely. Now, do you have a football background yourself, or did you say I'm just going to coach?
No, so I don't at all. So I grew up in Long Island, and Long Island is lacrosse. That's just all lacrosse. So I grew up in Long Island playing lacrosse and hockey, and I went to some Friday night football high school games at my own high school, but never played. I was always just a big NFL fan. And then once my boys became of age, they were looking for a sport to play, and we don't have lacrosse. So no lacrosse. So the closest thing to play where they can get physical and have some fun was football. So they all wanted to try, and now we can see we've been with this program for a couple of years now, and they've had a lot of success. We made the Super Bowl in the juniors last year and fell just short, but it was great, man. We had a great run. We had a great time, and memories we'll never forget.
So how long did it take you to get comfortable to coach if you've never played before? Now all of a sudden, boom, you're the head coach of the seniors, and you guys are gonna have a heck of a team this year as well. How long did it take before you get that comfort level that you could do that?
So I'm not the head coach. I'm actually just one of the assistants. My good buddy Ryan Bigelow, he's the head coach. He'll be here in a little while. He has 2 sons that are older. But he asked me to come on board a couple years ago and help. I'd been coaching lacrosse for a number of years, so I just kind of took, a lot of the skills and a lot of the things of spending a lot of time around the youth sports, scene, and kind of applied those to football. But I knew most of, essentially what I needed to know about the game and about the rules and all that stuff just from tons of, watching college. I went to UConn. I spent a lot of time at UConn football games. So, I kind of picked up just stuff here and there, and then spent a lot of time researching stuff on YouTube and, all kinds of stuff like that just to teach myself how to help these guys.
Have you ever done any radio?
I have not done any radio. That's my first interview I've ever taken in my life.
Doing better than I am. So, do you have any coaches for the? Because you guys are gonna go head to head.
Yes. I don't know what week it is, but I'm looking forward. I know it's gonna be a real tough game. It's gonna be a real tough game.
It's gonna be a tough game, he says.
Griswold?
Yes.
Coach? No.
Yeah.
I think it's the last game of the season, right? Saturday night?
It
I
is.
think it's a Saturday night here, last game of the season. So that'll
It's
be a lot of
definitely
fun.
here. Yeah.
Under the lights is always a ton of fun, so looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
All right, Sean, thank you very much for coming on by. I guess we're gonna talk. I guess there was another coach that was coming on in, but thank you very much. Good luck, and we look forward to carrying Colchester Cougar football right here on SNSN. So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much for your time.
They get it.
Thanks, man. Good luck this year.
They have something to do with goats.
All right.
Drains too, I think. But anyway,
Sean
go
King,
see Gates.
one of the coaches for the senior
Great
squad.
sponsor of our program, and
So it's good we get a chance to talk to some of these coaches and everything.
Yeah.
Are you getting that too? He was like, yeah, all right. I'm getting the inside scoop.
Absolutely. Soaking it. I'm soaking it all in. Tell me all about it.
So we are here at Colchester Cougar football field today. We are SNSN Radio, SNSN Sports, whatever you want to call us. You know what to do with that. So we are here. It is the Colchester Youth Football Jamboree. Sean, why don't you go ahead and, if you could, describe once again, what is a jamboree? Because this is not regular season play or anything.
Correct.
Like
Yeah, it's nothing for the standings. So what it is they basically start August 1st, and they practice for about 3 weeks every day, and then sometimes they'll have a private scrimmage or something. But this is the real kickoff to the season.
Yeah.
They get to put their game uniforms on, bring other teams from other towns. 3 other teams come in from other towns. It's like a game atmosphere. The crowd, concessions open.
Yep.
Mike Minarski's here, the radio.
Oh boy, and it's Sean McFadden.
It's a glorified scrimmage. So you get 20 minutes with each team, 10 minutes on offense, 10 minutes on defense, and just to show their skills and get ready for their game next week. It's always held the week before the game, first game.
So I'm pretty excited. Also to be saying that Sean McFadden, you're going to be doing play-by-play for Colchester Youth Football.
Yes, I am.
I think that's really cool. And, it's we're lucky to have you. I mean, somebody that can talk football, who knows the game, and can really explain to the listener and the viewer what's going on the field. So that was kind of redundant. But.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, let's move on to another gentleman here associated with Colchester Cougar Youth Football. And he just happens to be the league president. And if I'm not mistaken, he pretty much puts in the most hours, too, getting the field ready and a whole bunch of other things. We'll get him to tell us exactly what it is he does.
I don't know. The guidance counselor guy for all the coaches sounds like he puts a lot of time in.
Yeah, we were talking to your head coach coordinator.
Yeah.
So yeah. So does any other towns have that?
We do
most
not.
towns do have a football coordinator, someone who makes sure that all coaches are certified.
Is that also could be called the vice president, or do you have a vice president as well?
Vice president also.
Oh, okay. That's what our vice president
Our
does.
vice president, pretty much, he helps me out with everything. We split things 50-50. Our vice president, Jeff Hashem, he's one of our coaches. But anything that I can't cover, he covers. Anything he can't cover, I cover. He's been for years. He's been running our fundraising, our sponsorships,
number
things like
58
that.
on Wyndham is he's hungry.
So yeah, he does.
That boy came to eat today.
He does equally as much as I do. We're both on the go the entire year, making sure that this program is up and running. And luckily, we've been able to grow our program over the last few years since him and I took over. We started the same year. So, yeah, a huge shout out to Jeff Hashem on what he does.
So one of the things that I asked the head coach coordinator is and because I know from talking to you one day, how many hours that you put in here on the field, and it's like I'm going to ask you the same question: do you work?
My boss likes to think that I do. My boss over at Electric Boat thinks I do more here than I do at Electric Boat. So hopefully he's not watching this. But no, I put in a lot of hours here. A lot of hours. I was here at 7:30 this morning, starting to get this place ready. And we had a few parent volunteers who were here with me, painting the field, setting up all the cones and getting concessions ready. But yeah, game days are long days. So
from what I understand too, and correct me if I'm wrong, you don't have a kid in the program.
So I have a daughter who cheers. She's
okay. So you do have a kid.
Yeah. My son is in high school at Bacon Academy. Hopefully he'll be playing football this year. Right now he's on the fence, but now I don't have a football player on the field. But I love coaching so much. I'm helping coach the micros program this year. Great group of kids out here. Great group of coaches. Anton Smith, the head coach, asked me before the season started if I wanted to help out his team this year, and I said, yeah, I'd love to. But yeah, this is my 11th year coaching in the program, and it's an absolute passion of mine. It's an absolute passion.
So, I mean, being having a daughter in cheer, that's still in the program if you ask me, because for example, like at home, my girlfriend Melissa, she's one of the cheer coaches for middle. Well, she's the head coach for the Grizzled middle school cheer team. So she wants to make sure that cheer gets recognized all the time. She's a big proponent of cheer and everything. Do you guys do the same thing here?
Oh yeah, definitely. The cheer girls work just as hard as the football players out there. They do a great job. Our cheer coaches are amazing with them. Something we started last year because cheer has their end of the year competition against all the other towns in the league, and it's limited capacity because there's so many cheer families. We do it at Foxwoods, so football players really don't go to it because of the limited capacity. So what we started last year was middle of the season, we stopped practice. All the football players come up onto the bleachers, and the cheerleaders go and do their routines out in the field. They get our full attention, making sure that the football players appreciate the hard work they've been putting in through the season.
So how many? Do you have a large board here? A lot of willing volunteers from families or parents.
So our board is 12 people. Our elected officials on our board. Our board meetings, like members at large and things like that, it's open to anyone in the program who wants to make this program better. They can come in, voice their opinions. They can vote on things. And over the last few years, our members at large have grown to around 20 people.
That's good.
We meet up once a month throughout the entire year, go over how the next year is going to go.
Have a big group text. Yeah,
exactly,
the group text.
Exactly. And then we have all these parents who come out and help run the concession stands or the announcers.
A lot to do, yeah. So when you have a good board, the league pretty much runs itself, and that's important.
I'm there just to make sure things go in the right direction.
Put out the fires.
Our parent volunteers are the lifeblood of this program.
Yes, they are. I agree.
I would think that the parent volunteers are pretty much the lifeblood of any program, really. So, so I don't know if you just saw that run, but Cougars just got a touchdown. It's like a 200-yard run. He just kept going. I think he's at Wendy's.
So I'm guessing it was Xavier Smith, number 5.
Which one was it? Did you see the number?
I didn't see. I was taught.
I didn't see it, but I caught it.
Yeah. So we've got some good great kids who came up from Pee Wees last year. Xavier Smith, Christian Nunez Melendez, and Tai Carrero. Those are our main backs right now, and they didn't skip a beat from Pee Wees up to micros. I'm glad we have a Pee Wees program to help build this micro system. I notice other towns are starting to do a Pee Wees. Grizzled's going to have a Pee Wee for the first time this year. It pays dividends. having these kids play those 2 years before they come to micro,
Yes.
learning the basics.
Well, I think it's hopefully it's going to be a real exciting season, and thank you, for bringing us here, and having us cover Colchester Cougar football. It's going to be a blast. We're the guys that are going to be here every week. We'll be here next week.
I call this the mystery field. I've been going through Colchester my whole life, and you never knew there was a field. But last year's playoffs, I thought I was behind a garage.
It is set up in the middle of nowhere.
I really never knew.
So, but thank you guys for coming. This is an amazing opportunity. You guys are letting us do. We have families who have relatives overseas who get to see their grandkids or nieces, nephews, or whatever play for the first time because of the live streams. This is amazing. Really appreciate what you guys are doing.
Well, hopefully when they watch the games, they could throw a shout out and tell us where they're from.
I'll let them know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because we try to keep it interactive where when they're watching.
Yeah, we like to see all the different places that
Exactly.
people are coming from when they're
We'll
watching.
put it up on the screen too. So it's real cool to us because it's like
We're popular.
really.
All right.
We said Peru.
I got to get out there. We're going to be running our defense soon, and I'm the defensive coordinator, so I got to be.
Good luck today.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Tony.
Appreciate it.
All right, looking forward to. We'll see you next week for sure. All right, that is Anthony Kroll. He's the president here at for Colchester Cougar Youth Football. So
A lot of Chiefs. A lot of Chiefs around here.
So. You know what? You're right. It is a mystery field. I can't tell you how many times I've driven right by it. I'm like, wait a minute, there it was.
Never mind the fact that before Colchester joined the league last year, I didn't even know Colchester had a youth football team. You don't drive by their field every day.
You know them now. They won a Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this micro team is looking real well. Not only are they looking good, but look at the size of these kids. The micros.
165, I think.
Jeez.
Change minutes left to go in this first session.
I don't know if we have any more coaches coming on up, but I think that might do it. We're just here today really to go ahead and get a feel of the teams, the coaches, and kind of test out the equipment. And we just wanted to go ahead and kind of present this a little bit. And let's get football started early. We don't care.
I'm telling you, you need to get your butt out to Ledger. You want to see some excitement. Come out the night game under the lights in Ledger.
Let's go. Let me tell you, we're doing the Grizzled Ledger game in Ledger.
In Ledger.
Yeah.
That's always under the lights.
That's going to be a Thursday night.
Yeah, that's going to be a battle. Those one of the top teams. And hopefully we can stay amongst the top as well. We'll see.
So let me ask you, I want to ask you this too. What's the situation with the refs for youth this year?
I have not heard anything different. Why is there a?
Well, I know because some of the high school teams, and there's 3 games. There's only 3. It's a major thing, but they're moving from Friday to Thursday.
They're moving high school games from Friday to Thursday. They're sure not moving it to suit the youth.
No. But I was just wondering because there's a ref shortage.
That's been going on for years. It's getting worse.
But it's getting worse, especially after COVID.
After COVID, they got a raise. I mean, I know that. I don't want to say too much, but I know that the money might have been a little problem. But then they got a raise, which I felt was pretty hefty, and I almost want to start getting in reffing. But they did get a raise last year, so hopefully it comes back because there's never enough of them. And I hate to see
I'm sure,
game get canceled or postponed because of a ref shortage.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I heard, that they had gone to a couple of Thursday games, instead of trying to get as many out there for every Friday night.
Because they didn't have enough to cover Friday.
Yeah, and it's not just that's just the ECC I'm talking. That's not other conferences as well.
Yep.
So, all right, Sean, are you ready for next week?
I'm ready. I'm ready for tonight.
Let's go.
And next week.
Tell me what's tonight.
Tonight is Jamboree in Ledger.
Oh, and Grizzled's going to be there.
Griswold, Killingly, and Plainfield.
Oh, well, good luck. I'd go, but I'm going to be seeing Train in concert. So.
Oh, all right. You're excused.
Kind of got some.
Yep. So next week, I have a bye week. So wherever you go, I'm.
Sunday nights. Sunday, 4, 6, and 8.
4, 6, and 8. Saturday night.
Yep. I believe it's. Well, hold on, I'll tell you right now. No,
Yeah,
it's
kids
Sunday.
got school, Mike.
No. It's next week.
Mm-hmm.
It is the 27th. Home against 10, 12, and 2.
Yeah.
No dogs allowed. See, I couldn't get it right. So that's
We're
what
here?
We are here.
We're here.
Yeah. 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 2 o'clock. That will be the Colchester Cougars taking on Ellington. And that should be a heck of a matchup right there.
Yep.
So if you follow Colchester Cougar football or friends, relatives, we will certainly put the post up so you can plan on it. And we would love to have you join us next Sunday, as well as comment in the group, because trust me, these kids go home and watch this stuff. They put it on their iPads, they put it on their tablets, whatever it is,
And they'll watch it for years to come.
Exactly. And there's nothing cooler than have the kid watching himself play football, and all of a sudden there's Dad or Uncle Joe
Absolutely.
from Saskatchewan, saying, "Way to go, Freddie." Or,
Yeah, I've lost all my 8-track tapes of my high school games. So
8-track tapes. Reel to reels?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. 8mm.
That's what I meant. Old stuff.
Old stuff. And this will stay on all the time. So we do ask you, if there's one thing that we do ask you to do, is participate. And it's something that we do that's different than anybody else. Any other streamer, I don't believe, I've never seen anybody try to use it as an interactive platform, which we do. And you can do that on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitch. These are all these are all platforms that you can comment on, and it'll come. We'll come across the screen, so that way that kid knows that that family member said hello and wished him well.
Absolutely. No problem. Thanks for having
Thank you very
me. Let's get it kicked off next week. Same
right.
place.
Next Sunday, 10 a.m., 12 p.m., and 2 p.m. Colchester Cougar football against Ellington. We will be on the air all 3 games. Myself, Sean McFadden, and Logan
on the camera.
Logan Rourke on the camera. You just saw his fingers. Well, so have a good day, everyone. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your week.